There's a lot of mafia.
Oh my God, you scared the hell out of me. How long was this the whole time you're sitting here trying to prank me?
Welcome to the Close the Door Behind You podcast. We have a special guest today. We have Dominic Leonelli. Welcome, Dominic.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Hey.
So we also have Christos, of course. I'm Dr. Jud. And Dominic, how we doing? What's going on? Tell us a little bit about yourself. What's happening? I know you're doing a bunch of reels and stuff. How's your career going? What have you been up to lately?
Taking a break from doing the cruise ships. Career's been going pretty good. I'm off the cruises now. Still waking up and having nightmares that I'm on them. No.
Do you still have like trouble? Do you get like equilibrium issues like walking around when you get off a cruise ship?
No, I get I'll just wake up thinking I'm late for a show because the shows are at like weird time, like at 1 p.m., you know, and you're shooting pool all night. I'll wake up thinking there's a random Filipino guy cleaning my room. You know, the nightmares feel. There's times on those ships you'll just wake up. They're in there, you know. I had a nightmare on a ship for real. I'm having a dream somebody's cleaning my room and I can't move. And I really got up and he's in my room cleaning. Like, bro, I'm just laying there. He's like, it's all right. I'm like, nah, it's not all right.
In real life, he's cleaning while you're sleeping in the bed?
What was he wearing? Was he wearing like a G-string and like goggles or something like that? Or was he actually in the carnival uniform?
Yeah, I don't know. What,
yeah, like
what
a bottle of lube.
Yeah.
He's in a G-string with a bottle of KY jelly. Like, no, it's okay. No.
You don't seem like a worker.
Excuse me, ma'am, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am, sir. It's gonna be okay.
It's dress down day.
Mr. Dominic. That's Filipino is like always Mr. Dominic.
So yeah, let's talk about that. I want to talk about the cruise ships. Like, that's pretty fascinating. So how long were you doing cruise ship stuff?
Just to clarify, he's a stand-up comedian on cruise ships.
Yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian that did a lot of cruise ship gigs, random ones, so we won't mention no names for lawsuit purposes. But I did do some cruise ships, and I was on for like 3 years, actually. 3 years straight, just all at sea. It was fun. Got good at playing pool, you know.
Are the doctors cool on the cruise ships? Or are they
Luckily,
kind of a bunch
I
of
never
dorks?
had to meet one, to be honest with you. You know what's funny about the cruise ships? They'll always brag. They'll go and they'll be like, make an announcement. They'll be like, and all our doctors are American. And it's like, that's the least. Come on. Like, is there a lower one? I feel like that's the last thing I want to hear.
I want an American doctor.
Really?
Yeah, all the most talented people in the world come to America to be doctors.
Yeah, personally, I would rather go to a Haitian doctor myself. I don't know about you, but
I would not.
See, I'm an idiot. I feel like I guess when I look, I don't know. You just think in your mind, like, you know, all the doctors from the best doctors I had were like from India. Like,
yeah, they're coming to America to work as a doctor from India.
Oh, right. So, yeah. So they're like, oh, it's an American doctor, but he's still from India.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, looks like.
That's like their wink, you know, because.
You know, imagine there's a racist dude on a cruise ship. He goes to go see him. He's like, wait a second. You know, this is how this should work.
You're not American.
Yeah, you ain't American. I've been lied to.
I actually went on a cruise ship once. I took it was a course on how to become a cruise ship doctor. And I thought it was gonna be like it was brutal. So these cruise ship doctors are like, bro, it sucks because you're the only doctor for like thousands of patients, and these patients, I'm not patients, I'm sorry, these
humans,
these humans,
creatures,
these guests on the cruise ship, they're like, let's just say they're not healthy, right? And they're old and fat, and they're falling over and breaking their hip, or like they're having like a heart attack, and then you're stuck in the infirmary running an ICU for like 2 days before you go to the next disembarkation and kick the person off. So they're like, it sucks. You can't do anything, but you sit in the infirmary the whole time.
The one doctor I was shooting pool with, he was telling me the worst thing is the sign-on day, because it'll be like, you know, they get a lot. Like maybe it'll be a few times a month. You get like 300 or 400 people, and they all need rectum exams. And he was telling me, he's like, dude, it's a lot. And he's like, it's a lot.
Why do they need rectum?
That's what they do.
On the first day or the last?
First day on, you get a complete check, health, rectum, everything.
Because people are smuggling stuff on the cruise?
I don't know, just a full-on health check. You get everything done. They have the packets. Just because they know, hey, you're about to work with us for 9 months, they probably just want to make sure there's no problems, maybe. Maybe it is smuggling. Maybe they found a loophole. I don't see these guys smuggling too much stuff in there.
If I got to, like, do 300 rectal exams, in one day,
Yeah.
I think I might just sign up for that job for free.
Well, you should get a certificate or an award.
You should definitely get a medal for that.
Get to go on Howard Stern or something.
And get to wear it around the cruise ship.
Yeah.
You get one of those YouTube plaques like your 1,000th rectum.
or like what is it called? Like a ticker tape of like the number of rectal exams you did that cruise.
That's awesome.
People want to meet you. What was the worst one?
What's the craziest thing you ever
Yeah.
found up somebody's butt?
People ask him that all the time.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean it's it's funny. Well, the best are just the X-rays. You know, we have like doctors kind of let's just say you'll be in the ER and somebody will be like, doctor, I think you're gonna need to see this X-ray. I'm like, what? And you come over and it's like, and you're like, ooh, that's interesting. And then we we'll share it on like our private like WhatsApps or Facebook groups. Like, oh, that's interesting. How'd they get that in there?
Do you always put your shoes on the couch? Put your shoes on the couch? Who
Mine
raised
is-
you?
I don't. I actually
Who
live.
raised you?
Oh,
Well, I never
shout
had a
out
couch.
TK Kirkland. That's my guy. Who raised you? You know, when my dad, he had an X-ray. They asked him. They said, "Excuse me." They said, "Did you ever get beat up with a baseball bat?" And my dad's like, "Yeah." And we never knew. He's like, "I got jumped. You know, they hit me with a baseball bat." It's like crazy how they know all that shit from an X-ray.
Well, what's really interesting? I'll have like an old lady, like a 70-year-old nice grandma, and I'll get like a routine chest X-ray, and there'll be like a bullet, and I'll be like,
Wow.
"Did you get shot at some point?" And she'll be like, "Yeah,
What?
back in the 80s, I got shot." Yeah,
Wow.
like
Before
yeah.
Giuliani fixed New York.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Imagine having a bulletproof titty. I'd almost just want to see what that shit feels like. Fucking stopped a bullet?
Dude, one time.
Probably feels like an almond joy.
Yeah, hold on.
It's like, oh, what is that?
You got a lump. That's a 38. Yeah, that's a slug. That ain't a lump. That's a slug.
I had a patient who had a bullet stuck in his cock. Like he went to this was
No.
before so it was before a hurricane, and I used to live in Florida, so before a hurricane, like people get crazy and everybody carries guns. So this one guy was like supposedly in somebody's front of his house, and he was like, and the guy's like, "Hey, what are you doing there?" And the guy goes, No. He was like, lean forward. He's like, No, don't shoot. And so he shot him, and the trajectory went in his
Whoa,
and
man.
it went through here, through his cock, and then got stuck in the head of his penis.
How
No
big
shit.
is your dick that a bullet gets lodged in there?
Right.
For, for me, it'd be just like,
I
it's
thought-
out.
Yeah. Wait, now, are you sure it wasn't a BB?
Yeah. Tell me people like this don't exist.
Yeah. That's 22. I know that wasn't no 44. Is that the technical term when you're in the doctor's office and all the nurses, you have to say, "and his cock"? Or no? Because it just seems weird to say that in a setting. Sir, can you take your cock out? We got it.
Yeah, what
Sir,
word
there's
is
good
okay?
news and bad news. The good news is the bullet completely the trajectory completely missed your heart. However, it's in your cock.
Yeah.
It's in the head of your cock.
I'd be like, could you send in the doctor with the gold chain instead?
Yeah,
please?"
yeah. Let him grab my cock a little.
Shit. What's the craziest thing that you witnessed on a cruise line?
I got to see one time this dude I guess they had like a threesome, because if you have like pineapples on your door, it means you're a swinger, you're open to that type of stuff. And this I guess this one guy, man, a girl knocked on his door. They had a threesome with the couple, and her husband found out, like his wife didn't come back to the cabin that night, and her husband was huge, and he just picked this dude up and was slamming him on top of the bar like a rag doll. Like,
Oh,
this dude was just huge, and it was crazy. They got security guards were jumping on the dude's back,
Whoa.
He's like, "You don't understand. He had sex with my wife." And they kept telling us, it's even worse. You don't want to hear certain fact, the security guards kept saying she went in his room. Like, I'm sure that's just making them more mad.
Right, yeah.
It's like you gotta de-escalate.
Yeah, what are they trying? Like, you should be beating her up.
I'm surprised more people don't get thrown over the railing of cruise ships.
He's just a comedian.
Yeah.
Relax.
Well, you know what happens? I see. Yeah. It could be a conspiracy theory. I know they say a lot of like middle-aged wives end up going overboard in the middle of the night. And I don't know, man. You know, you never know. Husbands might throw them over because it's like, you know, there's different laws out there in the ocean.
Yeah, international waters.
And it's like there's no camera. Who knows? You got to be careful. Like, imagine you're hammered drunk, you know, you don't know. Freezing ocean.
Wait, they don't have cameras everywhere on the cruise?
I don't think they got them on, like, the people's balcony. I don't think you're allowed. But, you know, you could kind of see, like, if you ever look at the YouTube videos or anything online, you could kind of see, like, somebody being, like, projected off this ship. It's like, she may have jumped. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They've turned around on a ship for us to find somebody. They couldn't find him. I was on a ship. It was for another ship. They were like, hey, a ship left a passenger. We're going to turn around and try to find it. And we didn't find him. Then one time we rescued a whole group of, like, 5 people. And it was so funny. It's because they were illegal immigrants, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, "Should we put them on?" Like, it was such a weird thing. They put them on though. You know, took them to
What
the
are they
board.
put 'em
supposed
on
to just
stage?
leave them there?
Yeah, it's like they didn't know what to do with the people, but they put them on. Then the FBI just came and arrested them. You know,
Yeah.
so
The
at least they had
FBI
a
or
good 4
immigration?
days. No, they bring FBI on the board sometimes. Like, it'll be FBI people come on the ships and arrest
No
you.
shit.
Because, you know, it's like, say the ship ports out of Panama, you're dealing with international laws. It's not like, you know,
Right.
you got a little bit of everything going on there.
How did you get into this?
I emailed a few places, then like a year went by and one emailed me back, you know, from the internet. They seen me, they came across me, and I think it just registered my name. You know, the fact I left it maybe a message, and then maybe they actually seen one of my YouTube videos from like 10 years ago.
Hmm.
You know, it's funny with comedy or something like that. I don't know if it's like this with being a doctor, but you never feel like you're good enough, you know. I hope it's like that with a doctor, but
I'm actually, it's the opposite with me. I actually think I'm too good sometimes, and it kind of gets in the way.
I could see that.
I had this comedy video, and I'm like, 10 years ago, I never submitted to nothing, and this is what gets me cruise ships. You know, I was over here doing all these bullshit jobs, working for crackheads and walking dogs, and for real, just crazy shit.
So, like, when you're on a cruise ship, how many shows are you doing a day? Is it just one show a day?
It all depends. Now, there's sometimes you'll fly from, like, here to Japan, be up for, like, 40 hours, then you'll do 4 shows as soon as you get on board.
Whoa.
Really?
You know, you never know. Yeah.
Even if you're tired.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't
How
How
long are
much
the
time?
sets?
Yeah.
30-minute sets.
Wow,
Wow.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
And they like you because you're clean, right?
Well, it's just review based. Every show you get's more reviewed. There's probably 1,000 cruise ship comedians out there, and then, you know, it goes in a system. And they're like, oh, they got this amount of reviews. They got this amount. But, you know, the reviews are kind of bullshit. A guy told me gave me a lower review because I didn't wear a suit. I'm not as funny in a suit. Like, I know my style. Like, I wasn't dressed bad. I dressed nice. You know, I never got complaints on my clothes. And you think that's what this dude judged me on?
Mhm.
Like, you know.
Probably some old guy.
No, it was just a young. Actually, it was the opposite. It was like a young, real hip. You know, he was just one of these. I don't even know what you'd call him. Just hip. You know,
It's so
modern day
frustrating
hippie.
because, you know, like, it usually the people that take the time to fill out a review usually have something negative to say, rather than if somebody really, really liked your performance, they're probably going to go home and just have a great day and continue drinking and partying and have a great time. They're not going to actually take time out of the day to go like, you know what? I'm going to do a solid to that comedian. He was great. Let me write a great review for him.
Oh yeah, and these guys are your bosses. I mean, like you have a comedy club host, a boss. You have like 3 bosses on the ships.
Mhm.
It's like they don't watch comedy either. They don't know. You
They
know.
don't care.
Right.
Well, so tell us about Dom. Who is Dom?
Well, now you know. Nowadays they call me Dommy Cruise Ships.
Yeah.
It's like, nah. I don't know. That's such a deep question.
Yeah. Who are you? Where are you from? What is your essence?
I guess you know what I am? I'm the guy that wants to be Henry Hill from Goodfellas, you know, but just the first half.
You want to
of
be
the
a
movie.
rat piece of
No,
shit?
just the first half. I'm that guy. I want to be the first half of Henry Hill. That's my whole essence. Get a convertible, you know? Maybe I can meet a girl, introduce you to do. Dom's the type of guy that likes backdoor side hustles, you know? Like, I'm like, you know, I think it's, sure, I could get a girl medical, right? Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield or something. But is that really that cool? Like, isn't it a lot cooler if I take her, like, to you? We go to the back of a pool hall. You got the look. I know him. We don't got to wait, babe. You know, this
What
guy's
about
good.
Sure.
what about a girl that has Medicaid?
That could work. That's always a plus.
Okay. What kind of girls do you like?
I don't know, man. I'll be honest. I don't know. Good ones.
Good ones.
Nice ones. Yeah.
What about
Funny
like
girls.
funny girls? Do you think women are funny?
Yeah, dude. Do you ever feel like when you're hanging out with funny people, you're funny? Like your girlfriend's the person you hang out with a lot. I mean, in my opinion, you hanging out. I hang out with my girl a lot when I'm dating somebody. I'm single now. But it's like, if your girl's always sad, it rubs off on me. I dated a girl for 4 years. She was always sad, and I was just moping around. Well, I don't want this.
Yeah.
You're dating a poor British boy?
Yeah, no, she wasn't poor. No.
I don't want to do it. I can't get it sorted.
Come along now.
Yeah, you're doing all the work in the relationship. You're like, take these pills, get yourself, and then it's like, yeah, it's tedious, man. It's a lot of work to be dating a girl who's
you gotta give her pills all the time.
Yeah, I mean, fucking, yeah. I got fucking the pharmacist being like, isn't that your boyfriend that's writing you for all those psychotropic medications? No, that's not my boyfriend. That guy, I saw you walk in with him. No? Okay.
I feel like you get the in being a doctor from girls.
The in?
I mean, you are meeting girls that are on dope, but still. Like you get girls talking to you for Adderall?
I would 100%. Yeah. I mean, you'll definitely get like try to get manipulative. That's what you mean. You'll definitely have girls be like, "Hey, what's up?" Oh, get your number and be like, "Yeah, I met you with so and so. Like, so do you think maybe you could like refill my like prescription for Adderall or Xanax?" And so I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And so then I'll be like, "Just go to see where's your pharmacy?" And then like they'll go to the pharmacy. And I will have written them for a huge tub of Vagisil with their name on it from me, and instead of getting their Xanax. So.
That's a smooth move.
Yeah.
Smooth because it is a lubricant.
And
Smooth move.
And their vaginas don't itch anymore.
Yep, that's always a plus.
I personally, I don't like the idea of people asking for things. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's like a romantic thing, it's like, let's keep that world separate,
Like if you're dating a girl?
Yeah. Like
she's asking you for pills?
Yeah,
to
asking
reconnect?
for pills or, she goes to you and she's like, get me some shrimp from the buffet at the cruise. Like, like you have an agenda. It kind of eliminates the romantic component of it.
I had a girl ask me for $170 for her bottom teeth, and I was like, I like you without it. Like I didn't have the money, and I felt so bad.
I think my girlfriend actually asks me for a lot of favors, but she speaks Japanese, and I can't understand what she's saying. But it works out because I can't understand. It doesn't offend me,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's over there. Please help! I'm dying, and you're like, what?
Yeah. What type of favors is she even asking for?
Like I said, I don't know because she doesn't speak English. We just kind of like have a sign language type thing that we do back and forth.
Man, one of my buddies, I went back home. This is the type of small town I'm from. I'm from a town where this could happen. Online, he got one of those Russian brides, had 2 kids with her, and she left him. Like,
oh
so
my
quick.
God! No. But had a couple kids with her.
Yep, he's working 2 jobs. He's like, yeah, she went back to Russia.
She left the kids behind?
No, she took them.
Oh, she took the kids?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the worst.
So she's taking his whole paycheck, so he got a second job to take care of himself and his mom.
What part of the country are you from?
It's the real rural area.
Can you say
Let's
rural
take a guess.
again?
Wait. Okay, so rural, upstate New York?
No, I'm from Ohio, northeastern Ohio.
Peoria, Ohio?
It's actually not even rural. I just like the word. They grew up in a real rural area. Somebody said that about me.
There's a lot of mafia.
Oh, my God, you scared the hell out of me. How long? Was this the whole time you're sitting here trying to prank me? You were sitting there for 4 hours? Wait, how do you...
I just got here.
Wait, so there's behind the curtain?
Sorry. Yeah. No, I've been behind the couch this entire time.
Wow. Okay.
Christos pranks hard.
All right, let's get another microphone.
No,
This is
we already had
Rebecca
her.
Kaplan. She was just on our last podcast, and she actually passed out behind the couch there. And I guess she was just so enlightened by your words, Dom, that she woke up and just had something to say.
Yeah, put her to sleep. Huh?
Yeah,
What?
I almost cracked up. Like, I almost ruined the whole thing. Like, I was sitting there for 20 minutes for no reason.
You would be the best serial killer. You could have stabbed me in my neck 4 times.
That's what I thought was funny about it.
You could be a wise guy.
Yeah. Wait, so in Ohio, there's a lot of mafia in Ohio. There's a lot
I don't
of
know nothing about that.
chocolatos, you know?
Yeah. A lot of grocery stores.
There's a lot of gumas who got a guy at home.
Now, you know what's crazy?
In
I was
Ohio.
I was just online, like, and I seen this thing. It just popped up. It's Philip Leonetti, right? And it's like my last name's Leonelli, but they're from like Cleveland. And it was this ruthless mobster. Rebecca, are you sitting down?
Yeah,
Yes,
are you gonna sit down?
Cool.
Sitting in the orange chair.
Join in. Where
Yeah.
should
We
I
can even
sit?
mic you up.
So here we go. Yeah, either way, I'm like, you know, when people come through what do you call? Don't they change it? They change the names when people come through like Staten Island or not Staten Island.
Ellis Island.
Yeah,
Ellis
when
Island.
they come through Ellis
No,
Island.
no, everybody came through Ellis, but your family came through Staten Island.
yeah,
for
my
sure.
family came through Staten Island.
Nah, you sound like
They're
you're
like-
from the Bronx.
Yeah, well, I lived there for about 8 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Burnside Avenue. I'm nervous to lower this. You think I could lower this?
No, don't touch it.
Okay,
That one's
just leave it there.
fucked up.
Good to know.
Yeah, that one's
well,
a
you can
bad
still
one.
see me. I'm just hiding my.
This microphone works, I believe.
Can you hear me in
Oh,
this?
so
Yes.
we passed something
Give
over?
Rebecca that
this,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, take this. No, no.
Give Rebecca a mic. Look, hey, we are not here to silence women's voices. The only time I want a woman silent is when I'm watching a goddamn movie.
The only time women are silent around you is when you're fucking them. Dead silence.
My God.
Why the fuck am I catching strays right now?
Rebecca
I
Kaplan,
literally was an
everybody.
advocate for
You can
you.
catch her. Don't
Yeah.
forget to tip your waitresses. You can catch her at the. Where are you performing next?
Rebecca's more like a busboy.
Yeah. You're an advocate for women. You literally like were. I was like, should I surprise Dominic? And you were like, yes, get behind that couch and don't say anything.
We were going for a while too, like
Yeah.
That
20 minutes.
well, I texted her. I was like, "Are you ready?" Like,
I said I was gonna do 30. I was gonna commit hard.
oh, really?
Wow.
I was giving you a few layups, but yeah,
Oh, is that why I noticed something was off?
yeah. You felt the
Yeah.
energy behind
Yeah.
you. There's an animal. That's the Italian mob in you.
That's that Spidey sense from living in the Bronx.
Right.
Shit pops off quick.
See,
Yeah.
You thought your back was to the wall, but it really wasn't to the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
It was. To
Well, I was
Rebecca.
like, I was looking at him like, why does he smell so pretty?
That's actually just how he
That
smells.
Actually, yeah, actually.
Yeah, that's
I don't
the
wear
doctor
gold
said.
chains, but I do wear cologne.
Yeah. What cologne are you wearing right now?
Tom Ford Oud. Is it Tom Ford or yeah, Tom Ford.
What cologne are you wearing?
I don't think I got any on. If I am, I got. You know what? I think it's a blue bottle. I think is it. I don't know. Let me
Aqua
think of the
Velva?
name. It's blue with a red cap. I think it's Versace. It's another one of those hard words. It's one
Blue
of
with a
the
red cap. It
blue
might
with
be
a,
Prada.
Blue with a gold cap. It's
oh, gold cap.
Versace,
It's
yeah.
yeah. I know the one.
think
Versace
of the
Dylan
name.
Blue.
Something like that. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
the dark blue one though.
Yeah. You can't really see like the liquid inside, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Versace Dylan Blue. I collect cologne.
Damn, who's a cologne collector? You the doc?
Me.
Oh, you do.
No, not me.
Oh yeah. Well, you're Greek, aren't you?
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course
yeah.
you collect cologne. Come
That's
on.
really
what Are
funny.
we talking about here?
We
I was just in
invented you
Greece, dude. I was just in Greece actually.
for the cruise.
I loved it. Yeah, food was great.
What did you eat?
We went to Olympia. A lot, you know how you guys do. A lot of healthy shit.
Yeah.
You know, I was actually surprised that you guys could just order chicken breast at 7 a.m.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's not like a thing around.
You know
here.
what's crazy? If you go to like the northern parts of Italy, they'll just sit and like order a shot of wine at 10 a.m.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm getting hammered.
A shot, not a glass. A shot.
Like a little glass. Like they'll sip it, but it's like a little, just like get their blood flowing. I
Little
guess.
Why?
Like,
Why is
yeah.
that? Why do they like do little coffees, little wine?
Well, the little coffee's espresso, and it's the best. You know, it's mostly because Italians just got to do the best of everything. I think. Espressos are great. It's an instant shot. Boom. You know, you drink an espresso, your hands start moving. You know, I like espressos. They wake you up. They taste great. You know,
Right.
it's a real coffee taste.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with like espresso and wine since I was a baby. I think the wine they say is for your blood flow, get you to tell the truth. Your kid's lying about who broke the lamp, get them drunk, you know.
So you grew up drinking espresso, but no one ever corrected you on how to pronounce it.
Right. No, actually, I grew up on iced coffee.
No, he said he is from the Bronx. It's espresso.
Yeah, it's espresso, New York. You could say espresso, but I don't like saying words where I make the kiss thing at people's face. Like, you know, when you go espresso, you see it's like
Yeah,
a blue kiss. at you.
espresso.
It's kind of like Spanish from Spain, where they're lisping all the time.
Yeah,
Am I off there?
and getting their lips injected.
Espresso.
Right, you
Gracias.
hear?
Gracias.
Espresso, espressionso.
Can you do any accents?
No, I don't think I could.
Okay, good talk.
Did they have any good Italian food? You grew up in Ohio. Did they have good Italian food in Ohio?
Yeah, there's some good Italian food there, at my nana's house.
Yeah.
No, there is. There's a lot of Italians. So there is. They have this one really huge Italian festival there called the Briar Hill Italian Fest. It's like, it's like real old school and like the homemade wine and pasta
Cool.
sauce and it's a heavy Italian town.
We had an Italian American festival in my hometown in Ocean Township, New Jersey. It was like, each town would have like a fair. We had the Italian American fair. It was amazing. Best food ever. Zeppelis. You know what a zeppeli is? It's like fried dough dipped in.
I know the Greeks invented Zeppelis, and we gave.
Here we
them
go
to
again,
you.
Rebecca.
The Greeks invented Italians. What part of Italy is your family from?
Sicily.
He's fucking Greek, dude.
I'm Greek.
Are you kidding me? I bet you have probably at least 25% of your
Back covered in
23andMe
hair.
is Greek. Yeah. No,
I'm
if you're
25.
Greek, you got 25% unexposed.
Yeah.
Yeah, exposed without hair.
I
Yeah.
bet 25% of your back showing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how Greek I am.
What else
Yeah.
have the Greeks done that we don't know about?
Well,
What
no,
are some
we
fun-
invented Italians.
Did you know that? They invented Italians. They
What's
wrote the
something
Torah.
about it, sure.
Apparently, we just discovered that in the last.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wrote the Torah. What
we
else?
did not. That's misinformation.
Learned how to glue lamb back together.
Yeah. This poor lamb, we've been eating it.
Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't look good in a gyro. Glue this shit back together and slice it. Put some tahini on
Yeah.
it.
Put that lamb in a blender. Oh man. Yeah.
What else do Greeks? So, what else do Greeks do really well besides cook and make olive oil?
Bang.
Bang.
Marriage. I mean,
Are there a lot of Greek porn stars?
Besides me, I don't know. I don't think so.
Just you.
Yeah, it's just me.
Just on the uncircumcised. But is there like a special uncircumcised channel on Pornhub that the Greek porn stars are on?
Honestly, we should make that.
Should we just have our own little side conversation?
So Dominic, are you circumcised?
Yeah.
Nope. What's that even mean? Oh, yeah, I am actually. Yeah.
You are circumcised?
Yep.
Why?
Because I'm fucking Greek. No.
No, being Greek means uncircumcised.
Yeah, I don't know. I am, but I didn't have like a big party. I mean, I'm not like, they just did it, I guess.
It would be weird if they had given you a bris. Like,
Yeah. I wonder why Italians don't do that. They do the same thing. I think all Italians are probably circumcised.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an American thing. I
Yeah,
don't
it's an American thing. Italian Americans for sure, but like Italians in Italy typically are not. Like Europeans in general, circumcision is like a.
Did you do a report on this? Or how do you know?
Actually, I have like a joke in my set that's all about it, and someone who was watching it was like, "Hey, I'm part of this like federation of people who are advocating against circumcision for kids. I'm gonna connect you with the head of this organization." And so the president of this anti-circumcision union is a woman.
Wow.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
guy first ended the note with, "When can I come over and suck your cock?"
Well, he told me that he saw me live in person, so he blew me right there. But
But then, so he referred you to a female, and what did she do?
she started giving me all this education. She was like, "Thanks so much for being an advocate for for not butchering children's penises and all that kind of stuff." So she gave me a lot of intel. You could read a whole book online.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
want
know
to.
how
What do you call? What I want to download is the. I've been getting hooked on. I want to download the audio book of Henry Hill. I know I keep bringing it up. I'm stuck.
Yeah, why are you obsessed with this
I
guy?
don't know. I just can't quit.
He's
thinking
a
about
rat
it.
fuck.
Did you ever? But I don't know. It's just.
Do you fly
interesting story.
Lufthansa?
Huh?
Do you fly
I used to
Lufthansa?
go JFK actually back in the day.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the guy behind the Lufthansa heist.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He was He wasn't. It was Jimmy from.
They all were together.
Yeah, I mean, he was involved, but he was actually never at the heist. If you remember in the movie, like, he's in the shower when he hears about the news of the heist.
No,
And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, but they were all whatever.
What about, is there any like Greek neighborhoods or Greek hangouts you go to, like where you guys all sit around and just do Greek shit?
Yeah, Astoria. But it's dying. It's
Really?
Yeah, it's being
But do you go down there and meet up with some people?
Yeah, I hang out with Greeks over there.
What do you guys do? I'm just curious.
We mostly, like, talk about philosophy.
Fucking
Really?
Spit roast of lamb.
Yeah, we'll have food.
Greeks
a lot of
don't let people in their culture. You ever notice that?
What are you talking about? We invite people in our culture all
You
the time.
guys don't get to play cards with us. No.
Oh, we don't want to play cards with
See
you.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No.
Go bowling. When's the last time anybody? Did you ever go bowling with a Greek person?
I haven't been bowling in like age. I mean, do people bowl anymore?
I
Yeah.
bowled like a month ago.
Yeah.
But who'd you invite?
I was invited.
With some
A Polish guy invited me.
same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is.
So, what are your hobbies outside of doing comedy?
Buying discount food. That's one of the things I like to do. Is anywhere I could buy a day of expired meat, where I could find that. Now, I don't really have any hobbies. I'll be honest with you. I haven't had a life. Shooting pool was one of them. I really enjoyed that.
You want to go snowboarding with us this weekend? We just rented a house up in the
I can't do
Catskills.
it. Yeah,
How about skiing?
$15,000. Yeah, I'm not that type. Look, I don't got the doctor's money. I never went snowboarding.
You could stay in the house for free.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Watch you guys go down the hill.
I like to go. I don't ski or snowboard, but I like to hang out in the lodge. It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, he's head of building snowmen. in
Yeah,
the
no,
yard.
my
There's gonna be a
sister
lot-
goes. I would do it one time. I mean, not, I'm not.
You'd
gonna
love
do
it,
that
dude. I could
now.
tell you have snowboarder energy.
Is that what it
You've
is?
got 100%.
What's the New Balances?
No, just like your vibe, dude. You just you love it.
Is it hard to snowboard?
No, it's not hard at all. It's a piece of cake.
So I could just hop on and go though.
100%.
Yeah, I
And
might
if
do it.
anything happens, it's doctor supervised.
What is it? It's about what, $1,400 for 20 minutes, right? I'm just curious. Is that what it is,
What's this
roughly?
guy
I think
talking
it's
about?
30 minutes, but yeah.
You got to get the board. You got to go have a mechanic look at it, right? They're strapping shit on. You're taking a thing up a mountain.
You got to sign a waiver.
Hang out with a girl you know. It's like, this girl, she's way more into snowboarding than me. She's going to one-up me, you know?
You could be on like the dance team.
I got to avoid...
You can just you can procure the party for after the snowboarding, get all the girls in the jacuzzi, make the cocktails, life of the party. Like you're the orchestra. You're the orchestrator.
Like how high this guy thinks of me. I wish.
What do you mean?
That was my dream.
You think you're not worthy of praise?
I'm getting girls in a jacuzzi? I think that's different than praise.
I think you could get girls in it.
I could orchestrate getting 8 girls in a jacuzzi.
I think people are underestimating the game that you could have on one-legged women. You could get like at least 3, 4 one-legged women.
Well, a
in
lot of them
jacuzzi.
don't go to jacuzzis. It's too slippery over there.
Well, once you get them in, they can't really get out.
Well, then you're talking a different type of jacuzzi. You can't. I don't feel like you could really be at a medical rehabilitation center picking up girls.
Well, that's the best jacuzzis are in medical.
Yeah.
You can
You
always
go in
try.
there. My back's pulled out. That's why we got to know you. Sign a waiver. Get us in there.
It's doctor supervised. You're good to go.
What was the moment when you were a child that you knew that you wanted to be like a comedian?
When I was 7, I fell down the steps. I'm joking. No, I don't know. I just always knew I wanted to kind of do it, but I didn't think it was a job, so I didn't go after it because it was like a small town in Ohio where there was no comedy clubs. And then, a guy that did it for a long time was like, oh, no, sign up here. And once I did it once, I was hooked. Like I started in Akron, and I was just hooked. Moving to New York, getting rid of the house, breaking up with the fiance.
Ooh.
You broke up with your fiance?
Yeah.
How did that play out?
The way you would think it would, I guess,
So you had like a normal 9-to-5 job, living in Akron, Ohio. You were engaged.
Well, I was living in Youngstown. It's like 20 minutes away. Yeah.
Youngstown,
living in
that's where the
Youngstown.
mafia is.
And
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
just decided like it just took another. Dude, you remind me of like my boys growing up that would sit in the back of the bus and we would like plot all kinds of shit against the rest of the bus while we would go to school. Am I tracking right?
No, well, I actually did stand up on the bus before and after school every day. Every single day, I would do it. For real, I've always done it. Even like house parties, and they like it was just a thing. I would just stand. They'd be like, they even called it stand up, and I would just be repeating stuff. Me and my brother, our old friends, came up with like the night before, or something. My dad always had his friends over, and I would listen to the funny stories they would tell, and I would repeat them at school.
Right.
I'd be like, and his dick was this big.
Give us like a 1 minute sample.
I can't.
You have to do it like you're a child.
Like, I don't know. I would just like repeat it, like whatever they would talk about that would have them laughing. I guess, all in their 20s, all drunk. I can't.
So your dad was super funny?
Yeah, my dad and mom, and they had the hangout, so all their friends were over.
Cool.
Just playing cards,
They were the social hub.
They were the social hub, man. We had the hangout, like 30 people at our house just chilling.
Awesome.
And when you were a kid, did you want to hang out with like the adults?
Yeah, I'd be chilling, acting stupid, making them crack up.
Nice.
I'd act like Steve Urkel or something. They'd be all high and drunk, laughing their ass off.
Were you like Henry Hill, like making them their cocktails and like bringing them to all the guests?
Nah, you know what I would do? I would, I guess give them like spit cups for their tobacco or something. Go get a spit cup for your Uncle Louie.
I thought you were going to say that you spit in their drinks and then we're like...
No way. Are you kidding me? They'd kill me.
Put them in the bathroom. Yeah, so they'd kill you if you did that. That's funny.
No, I don't know. I mean, can you imagine spitting in one of your uncle's drinks? The ass whooping you would get from that? And this is back, we all grew up when it was like okay to beat your kids still. Like really beat them. You beat them harder when your brothers are over. You say you're raising your kids, you can't have your brother beating his kids harder than you beat yours.
Right.
You gotta be like, I gotta show you, I'm the one-upper, Throw him down the steps,
Hey, watch this.
Yeah.
So then at what age did you leave Ohio, and was New York City the first place that you came to do,
To take it for real, yeah.
Yeah, take it for real? Cool.
We used to do it everywhere in Ohio, but then you could never really we would do it at like little pizza places or little things at 2 p.m. There's no real comedy clubs to get up at back then. But then, then I moved out to New York. It's crazy. I did like 5 years in Ohio. 30 days in New York, I did way more stage time than I did in 5 years in Ohio.
Wow. And so when you came to New York, did you have a connection that you could stay at? Because it's super expensive to just move to New York and make a career out of it.
Yeah, no, it is expensive. No, I just found a place on Craigslist. I had a few ups and downs. Like, it was kind of shady because I had bad credit, I moved here with not a lot of money, so... But, I found places on Craigslist, just made it work. Lived in some crazy situations.
Tell us about a crazy situation that you lived in. Were you living in some crazy part of New York City? You were saying that you lived in the Bronx for a little bit.
Yeah, my first place in the Bronx actually was this place. This dude was like this Russian landlord. He was crazy. And, he would be fighting his workers and not paying them, for real, all kinds of crazy stuff. And he'd be banging on the doors and fighting even the people that worked there. Even the girls, all the girls moved out in the first week just because of how much of a creep this dude was to, the girls.
Was it a brothel you were living in? There was a bunch of girls and dudes, beating each other up and stuff?
It was, it was just like a place where he found people on Craigslist, He would find people on Craigslist. And I lived there, and... it was just crazy. I watched. Nobody would last but me. This dude was tearing down parts of the house, remodeling it. Every day there's construction, and it was just nuts. And everybody's moving out. He tore the entire back of the house off. He'd be telling me, I'd be like, dude, there's bugs. He'd be yelling, I told you, you got to use the bug spray when you walk into the house. He'd be so mad. And he had bug spray everywhere, and you'd spray yourself, and the whole back of the house was gone. And everybody moved out. He kept tearing down rooms and taking down windows. And when the whole back was gone, I told him, I'm like, dude, what is this? He's like, what do I got to do for you to leave? Because I just wouldn't move out. The rent was so cheap. I got the rent so cheap. It was $450 a month.
Really?
Yeah.
And they couldn't raise it on you?
No, I just wouldn't raise it. If you're a squatter in New York, you got it made. I tell him right to his face, look at me. You think I got credit, motherfucker?
Yeah.
You fucked up. And he knew it.
When you're squatting, if you leave the residence, then they can lock you out, right?
Now there's rules against it because right now, for instance, where I live in a nice building now. It's a legit place and where they actually have to follow the rules. And because how New York is, some of these places, But either way, there was this guy. It's been a year now for them to get him out, and he changed the locks on him. And then I guess he ended up talking somebody into letting him in the 5th floor. So he went down the fire escape and got back in his apartment, and he changed the locks on the landlord, made it another 6 months.
Wow.
Like, you could really do some shit when you're a squatter. You know, the landlord has no power when you're a squatter.
Right.
I knew a dude,
crazy.
his job in New York is he goes places and he gets his foot in the door, and then he lives there for free, and then he tells the people, the landlord, he goes, hey, if you want me out, just give me some money and I'll leave. And he said, people will pay you, man. He's like, you can get $2,000. They just want to get rid of you.
Sure.
Because they know they want to rent the room out.
But how does he get in there?
He told me he acts gay. I don't know if it helps, but he's like, I'm white. He's a real hood dude. He's like, I use that white shit to my advantage. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, they trust when you go out to Queens, you get some of them Asian people, they trust white people. He's like, I go in there, act all gay. I'll go, hey, He goes, they can't wait for me to sign the lease. That's what he goes, I'll just have my dad write the check. And they let him move right in. And then he fucks him over.
Wow. And
He's
they
like,
don't do a
I'll start
background check?
slow. I guess not. I don't know. He told me, he's like, I start slow. First thing I do is I start getting people out of the house, I start acting up, maybe getting breakfast in my underwears. And these people that just working professionals, they don't like dealing with bullshit, so they'll just move out. And that's what he says. He goes, you get everybody out the house, he'll be begging you to leave.
Oh, so he's moving into a situation with other roommates there,
Yeah, renting a
he's-
room.
making their life miserable.
Yeah.
And these are the type of people that you keep in your circle?
I don't keep them, but it's New York, I live in the neighborhood.
I see.
I see him all the time.
How did you meet him? Was he one of your roommates?
No, he gave me a shank. Actually, I got in a street fight outside of Rudy's, a little tussle, and he seen it. These street dudes, they keep their ear to the street and they pay attention for a few days. I think they watch you and get to know a couple things about you before they talk to you. Yeah, he gave me a shank. We were at Target. He goes, you were in that altercation at Rudy's. He was calling it Ruby's. You ever not want to laugh in somebody's face because it's like, this dude might stab me?
Yeah.
He's like, you were up at Ruby's, right? It's like, I just want to laugh. You was the man's in the altercation. Yeah.
So why did he have a liking? Why did he take a liking to you where he would give
No,
you
he
a
didn't.
shank?
He just asked me to take him to Target. He said he needed a broom. He's like, man, I got 6 kids, man. Shit's going hard. Can you just buy me a broom from Target? And I bought it for him. I'm a nice guy, And I bought it for him. You know what really started? He knew me from Instagram, too. So I think people think I have money or something because I'm on Instagram. So, he's like, tell me about my videos. He's like, my kids watch your videos. He's like, man, I'm going through a hard time. I just got out of prison. He goes, can I borrow just enough money for a broom? $7. And I was like, I'll take you to Target. He's like, I got 4 daughters and there's broken glass on the floor. I need a broom. I'm like, I'll take you to Target and buy you a broom. Then this dude, what's he do? Picks out the most expensive broom.
Of course.
Then on top of that, he starts picking out like expensive stuff, underwear, T-shirts. He was picking out the little picks with the Listerine. I'm like, buddy, I don't even buy myself Listerine. I told him, I said, I'm not getting you all this shit. And then he gives me a shank at the register. He's like, I got more of them now. Don't cut nobody's throat. They'll die instantly.
So he did it like in front of a cashier, like was just like, here's the perfect moment to be giving you a shank.
It was self-checkout. We cut the line. There was this big line. He cut everybody. They're like, sir. He's like, man, fuck you. And he hangs in the neighborhood. He knew. He knew where one dude lived. He's like, I'll see you on 53rd. The dude's face turned stone white.
Damn. Honestly, these kind of people I envy to a certain degree, like the fact that they could just go live life
They just
by
don't
their
give a
own
shit,
rules.
yeah.
Yeah.
They have no anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. This dude really was trying to play me. He gave me a phone number. He's like, but don't call it now. I'm just like, yeah, dude, I'm not that stupid, man.
Wait, I don't get it.
He's like, you can call my wife. He's like, I promise you I'm good for the money. Those people always want you to know that they're good for it. They'll be
Yeah.
showing you like a library card, like, look, I'd rather return on time and shit.
Look at this. They don't give you this library card if you keep
Yeah.
books too long.
Every book, all my information, you can take a picture of that.
And it's just like their first name and a photo.
Got a footprint on it.
Yeah. They're like baby footprint.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I wish I can do it. I'm not like I'm more of an over the books hustler. I'm a good hard worker. I couldn't just take advantage of people. That's the thing.
Yeah.
This dude, he's just taking advantage of people all day.
Right. You kind of lose sleep at night with that.
In general, yeah. You know, it's like, what do you just got? Like, how much can you take advantage of people before you got to move neighborhoods? I feel like guys like that, you got to always keep it moving. They always start off at the laundromat. They know every self-respecting person goes to the laundromat. I feel like that's the person you could take advantage of. You catch them in between a load. They got a lot going on, you know.
I'm also my most vulnerable in between loads.
Yeah, you're wearing your worst pleasing outfit. It's like if there's any time to get taken advantage of, it's now.
Yeah.
When you don't got no underwear on. It's like, literally caught me with my pants down.
Did you go to laundromats where people are like, this seems like an appropriate place to take my pants off?
Man, I had this laundromat in the Bronx. I used to have to go there for Wi-Fi. We couldn't get internet at the house. She's like, I ain't getting that shit. She was just like, all right. Like, after we were moved in. So I had to go to the laundromat. Go to the fucking laundromat. That's what she used to say. So we'd all be at the laundromat. You get free Wi-Fi if you sign up, but everybody sees on Facebook that you signed up at the laundromat. It would be like Dom signed in at Wash and Cycle. It'd be like 5 times a day. Now, I remember this one dude there, man. He would just hang out with quarters, an older dude. I talked to him. He's like, this is my whole hustle. He's like, I got about 4 or 5 girls coming through here. He's like, the neighborhood's always moving. You meet them. All you got to do, man, really dry girls' clothes, start talking to her. And I'm like thinking, man, this is crazy. And I'm hanging there doing the internet, and I seen that was this whole dude's move. Girls would put their clothes in. He'd be pumping them quarters in right away.
Like buying them a drink?
He'd be like, I got too many. Yeah, I got too many. Dryer sheets and shit. He had a whole operation.
It's honestly cheaper than buying them drinks.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's more valuable.
Right.
Like, imagine, you know, everybody could have a drink, but I'll tell you what you don't want is wet clothes.
Right. and you know, he's kind of got that like dopamine rush with like every coin. It's like 7 minutes.
And, you know,
14.
he would get the kids on his side because he'd buy them all those little laundromat games. They'd be tugging on his pants. Yeah, Mom. You know.
They would call this man Mom?
No, they'd be tugging on, you know, they'd be all excited. The kids would be playing the games, you know.
Oh, so he'd go after single mothers.
Well, just anything. They probably had, you know, these girls might have had husbands. I don't know what their situations were. But I know their kids were having a damn good time on them little rocking horses. You know, and he was just pumping them. He's looking at me, 75 cents. And the girls all over him, yeah, you can get my Instagram.
Yeah, who's the real idiot? It's not.
Yeah.
It's us.
It's us.
Yeah.
I'm over here buying girls' bottom teeth. Yeah, did you measure it? Now, is that the bicuspid? Or does these come with a warranty? Yeah, because I'm curious myself.
I think you like a woman not having bottom teeth would be an advantage to dating, if anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you mess up once you buy them the bottom teeth.
Yeah.
Then they got other dudes in the DMs. Hey.
Right. Yeah, that was the one barrier to entry.
Well, I was thinking like you could go like she could go so hard.
Oh,
Sorry, I
damn,
had
your
to-
mind's in the gutter
Yeah,
over
leave
here.
it to the woman to fucking make it crass.
Damn.
We were having a really PG
Man.
conversation.
Going hard.
Disgusting.
That was the moment that almost blew my cover under the couch when you were like, "Yeah, she asked for $700 to buy teeth," and I was like, "Nah, I like you without them." It's like so hard not to laugh.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
But
Actually, let's take this time. Do you want to do a medical consult with Dr. Judd? Is there any?
You have any medical questions?
Yeah.
Any
Anything
medical
that,
questions? Yeah, you know, I got a buddy. This is actually for a friend of mine. I know it probably sounds like it's for me, but I swear it's for a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned. He's one of these guys with money, gets anything he wants, right?
Mhm.
He went to Turkey, did the hair transplant thing. It
Mhm.
backfired. You think he would have learned from that?
Okay.
Shit's all messed up. It's in weird spots, you know.
Seriously?
Yeah, he
Oh,
went and
wow.
did it. Head was all swollen. His shit was like, you know, it's all complicated, like all fell out. He's had infections. He's putting creams on there. So now he wants to go do the thing where he gets his femurs broke to be taller.
Mm.
You know, what do you think? And the dude's like 5'1", so I'm like, I could just tell you from somebody that's 5'5". I don't know if it's worth it. Like, would you
good
recommend that to
question.
anybody?
I mean, I don't really know the technology involved. I don't know how. I mean, how much height are they really going to give him?
I heard the maximum you could get is 4 inches.
He told me 3, but yeah, he's probably playing it safe.
Yeah.
It's not worth
I don't
it.
know.
It's not worth it, right?
Nah, being short is sexy. Like,
Oh.
and you know what's not sexy is having like fucked up, broken, like weak shins.
Right, or like you ever see a Great Dane walk? Those motherfuckers look awkward. It's like that's how this dude's gonna be.
But I also wonder if, like, you know, is he going to be like all shin and then a thigh this big? Is it going to be like 2 feet of shin and then like this much femur?
Well, it's his
Also-
femur's getting busted.
I don't. Oh, so they break the femur? Yeah, I don't know.
Your shin's gonna be covered in scar tissue.
Yeah.
also.
Well, that doesn't matter. Men,
Nobody
it doesn't
sees
matter
it.
for scars like for men. I think.
How
when it
old
comes
is the
to
guy,
that.
by the way? Is he like?
He's young. Well, no, I
Wait,
guess
he's
I
a-
consider young. But
Wait,
like,
he's had a hair transplant.
yeah, he's
though, right?
like 33 or something.
Okay, but his body is obviously aging enough that it is rejecting hair.
He went bald.
That's
at
another
18.
issue. I mean,
I told
like-
him. I said, "Yours meant to be bald." 18, it was going.
How well is he going to be able to heal and form, new femur is the question.
Oh wow.
I think that, I'm not exactly sure. I can't really comment because I don't really know the pathophysiology of it. I don't know if they break it, then they're going to put like a prosthesis or they put like some kind of like platform where new bone is supposed to grow in. But if that's the case and you're, older, I can't imagine that you're going to be able to grow a lot more bone. So,
and he's going for it. I can't talk him out.
oh, he's going to do it?
Yeah, he's trying to
Interesting.
do it.
We should have him on the podcast.
I think your
Yeah.
bone grows back weaker when you do it because it's all like broken and stuff.
Yeah,
I
it would
have like
have
actually
to.
looked into this because like, it was on an episode of Nip Tuck and it's like a really freaky surgery.
Damn.
Tell your friend not to do it. Like I'm
Yeah.
serious. He should.
You know what the new thing is now? The new surgery. Do you know anything about this? I guess there's only a few people in the world that can have it done. I have a family member that had to have it done. Brain surgery from smoking weed. The oils in the weed stick to the brain. They gotta scrape it off your brain.
How much weed do you have to smoke to get to that point?
I don't know. That's a good question. But the surgeon said they've been doing a bunch of them, and there's only like 2 surgeons that are really like experienced in it right now.
I mean,
He said
how
he's done a bunch.
is this guy just like so high that he's like, dude, you are so high, you've been smoking so much weed, we're actually gonna have to crack your cranium open and scrape the weed? Like, how I can't even imagine what that would look like. How would they even diagnose that? Is that like
You
is
gotta.
that visible on an MRI or a CAT
He
scan? Like,
stood
just,
up and fell down. So he stood up and fell down. They rushed him to ER, and that's what they said it was.
yeah, this sounds like a phony procedure, actually.
Yeah, you gotta be
sounds like
so
fake
high
news.
to
No, dude,
think
it's my
that
it's
that's
my
an
uncle.
option.
We were
That's your
there.
uncle?
Yeah, this was really happened. Yeah, yeah.
Your uncle
Brain
smoked that much
surgery.
weed?
Yeah.
So wait a second. Are you sure that they're actually scraping weed, or he potentially has like a subdural hemorrhage or something that they have to repair, or he has like some kind of fibroma in his brain that they had to operate on?
They said it was the sticky weed oil. Like I think
Was
and
he,
they
like,
said
going
a
to
lot of
sleep
people
with,
are
like,
doing it now.
I think you may have.
Weed incense burning? Like what?
No, it was like I guess the doctor said right now there's a major increase in people smoking weed oil, fake shit and real shit, and it's
Oh.
sticking to their brain and it's blocking their receptors or something, and they're falling down. Like that's how you find out you'll fall down. Like you get real cloudy, your balance gets messed up, and they gotta cut your skull open and scrape it off your brain.
Yeah, I've never heard about that, but that sounds either terrifying or like fake news. One or the other.
Well, I was there.
Either way, it's a great.
I could tell you one thing: it's definitely not fake.
No, I'm not saying that your uncle didn't have brain surgery. I don't mean to be a dick. I'm just saying that I wonder if maybe there's something else that was going on that they needed to operate on his brain about.
Well, that's what they said it was about, and they said they've been coming up a lot these past 2 years.
Interesting.
With fake weed doing that.
No, they just said with the THC oil sticking to the brain or something. Like some sort of, it just sticks to the brain. Now, me, I'm like, I know people that smoke a ton of weed, so it's got to be the oils. Because I know people like, think about people that we know from our neighborhood or people that grew up just smoking weed 24/7 since we were kids. Like,
Right.
I have
Dumbasses.
uncles and friends like that they smoke pounds of weed for years and they never had surgery. But I think it was something with the oils and probably fake oils. Remember that shit in New York? They had the stuff getting made in the Bronx.
Sure.
And it was like making people blind. They were selling it at delis like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, it wasn't Delta 8.
It was weed oil, though. It was like in a vape. I don't know if you remember that.
I mean, I remember there was a lot of cases of people's lungs being destroyed from those oils and vaping. But this is the first I've heard about somebody actually having neurosurgery. But interesting.
Do you remember
do some
salvia?
research.
You remember salvia?
Oh, yeah, dude. They had that in. Yeah, see what you can find on that shit. Brain surgery from weed oil. Salvia, I remember when they had that in New York still.
Yeah.
What's the other shit that they do in prison? What's this shit makes you crazy?
Spice.
Yeah, spice.
Yeah, spice. But
Yeah,
salvia is different than
K2.
spice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, K2.
K2, yeah.
I remember they were selling that in New York like 20 years ago, K2.
Salvia was legal for a little bit. If you remember, in New York, salvia was legal, and kids would go and smoke them in the woods and shit, and they would hallucinate. Right?
Wow.
Wasn't it a hallucinogen?
You know what else is like is technically illegal that's like being abused right now? Whippets.
Yeah, you were the second person to tell me that. Yeah, what is that? Like, what is that? A Ready Whip can, or people are getting CO2?
You do the nitrous oxide that's in the thing that compresses like the the cream that's inside. They're inhaling it, so they're displacing the oxygen that you would get. So it's getting them high for about 45 seconds or something like that.
You see a few, like you see the CO2 ones. And do people really do the Ready Whip ones that actually gets you high, you think?
I've seen people carry just a cartridge.
The CO2.
Yeah, it's not CO2, it's nitrous.
Oh, it's nitrous.
Right, it's nitrous.
Yeah, it's nitrous oxide.
Yeah, wow. So, and the little aluminum thing.
Yeah, they'll just bring like little containers and they'll do it. I went to a party and there was some girl that was just like doing it like on the reg and was like, oh, I worked in an ice cream store when I was in high school. And so we had tons of whipped cream cans.
Yeah.
And then, my friends who were working there with me or, friends who would come visit were like, oh, you should do a whippet. You should do a whippet. I did the whippet one time. Bro, the whole world, like, expands in some weird, like, you're almost looking at everything in, like, fisheye lens.
Wow.
And then you feel really sick and nauseous for a second. And then you sort of, like, spin around. But it's, like, a very interesting feeling. And just the accessibility to that combined with, like, the long-term implications plus, like, the disorientation that you feel from it, it's going to be a bigger problem as this, like, escalates, for sure.
Well, apparently they've started selling it in, like, even bigger containers so that you don't even need, like, the break. Like, it's not even, like, one little hit and then you have to, like, pause to reload. Like, they'll do, like, enormous, like, cartons.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Scotland. It was 11 o'clock in the afternoon. We're just eating some sausages, and this girl next to us is, like, doing ketamine. She's like, do you guys want some? I feel like we're not caught up with Europe yet on the drugs. I feel like everywhere I went, somebody was doing something. Like, what's that other one? There's a huge one, DMT. That's so big over there.
Well, I think you have to be on drugs as a European to even tolerate Americans.
Well, when you look at the roads, it makes you feel high.
Yeah.
They're all like little squirrely,
Right.
little,
Yeah, you can only fit one tiny Fiat on the
It's like a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that you are describing everybody in New York City in the party scene.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all doing ketamine. They're all doing whippets.
What are the popular drugs? Here goes another thing. What are the drugs that are a problem? Like, are magic mushrooms a problem? Is that bad for people?
I mean, it's a problem if you have a psychotic episode and run naked down the street and jump through in front of a car.
Right, if you do way too many. Which I can't even imagine doing that.
It's not lethal in, psilocybin, which is the active ingredient in magic mushrooms. In and of itself is not going to kill you if you take too much of it, but it's just what you might do or perceive the world as to drive you to do something potentially dangerous that would be harmful.
But since it's cow shit, is it, like, unhealthy? Like, because it cause you bad disease?
They're not all grown in cow shit.
Okay.
That's like the old school, But, I mean, yeah, obviously you could get sick from
I know you'll
cow
get
shit.
diarrhea for real.
Yeah.
Does it give you diarrhea? Mushrooms give you diarrhea?
Well, I think you're poisoning yourself when you eat a mushroom, right?
Right, it's food poisoning in a way.
Well, there's poisonous mushrooms and then there's psychedelic mushrooms. They're not really poisoning you. They're acting on certain receptors in a way that kind of alters your reality. But
And
there's a lot of mushrooms out there though that look like the ones that make you high, like look like the cubensis, and people will accidentally eat them.
Wait, I have a
and
real
die.
question though.
Mhm.
Does it not make your body think that you're being poisoned the way that you throw up when you're drinking too much because you're
Which
poisoning yourself
mushrooms
that
are you
way?
talking about?
Magic
The ones
mushrooms.
that no, not
I
necessarily.
know
They don't-
Then why
they
do
you
you
don't
shit
feel it.
yourself?
Well, you know
Or
what?
not
Your
yourself.
hands and feet sweat like crazy.
Hmm.
And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why you shit yourself. To be honest, I mean, you don't. But yeah, I feel like every time I've messed with mushrooms, there's some runny shit coming after the next day.
I have celiac disease, so I'm just constantly dripping.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Good talk. Hey, how about you open a Pokemon card?
Yeah, let's do it.
So this is brought to you by our sponsor, Pokemon the Trading Card Game, where Dom will open a pack of Stellar Crown. Dom, if you can, show the camera once you pull them. Just be careful the way you're ripping them. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
let's make sure I can get
Yeah, just pull the tab open.
I don't see a tab.
Okay.
Can someone with a mic stand give him their mic while he's reading
Yeah.
them?
Dom, have you ever opened a pack of Pokemon cards?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, Rebecca, can you
Rebecca,
pass it?
pass
You've
him
never
the
opened a
Switch,
pack.
Do you want me to open it?
No,
No, but
give
give him
because
your mic.
it's bad luck if you open him. Just pass your mic to him so he can.
And then you can grab his.
Yeah, grab his
Well,
mic
either
that's
way, I
right
gotta
next to
talk
his
anyway.
crotch.
Yeah, grab.
Well, I
his
gotta talk
mic
anyway,
and-
right? Okay, here, let's
Yeah,
work
you gotta.
it out.
Okay, so just
are
rip
we doing?
rip the cards. So depending on the. Okay,
My
don't.
hands are sweating now. Hold
Oh,
on.
yeah, it's a
It's
stressful
making me
moment.
nervous. This is. I feel like this is. Does everybody else just pop these bad boys?
Yeah,
open
most
easy?
most functioning adults.
I never
are
had
able to rip it
baseball
open.
cards either, though. That's
Oh,
the
really?
problem. Yeah.
Do you got okay? Be careful because you are bending them in an aggressive way.
No, I mean the pack's broken, but the cards are good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'm
All right.
sorry,
So
here we
just
go.
show the camera once you
Okay,
have the
which
pull.
camera do you want me to show? This one up
The
front?
the one that you could see. Yeah. Okay.
Does it
No.
say?
Yeah. You just pull them out and
Is
just
this
show
like this or no?
that what you're
Hold on.
showing is yeah.
Well, I was like,
Yeah.
so
They don't even need
present
to see that.
it. You gotta present it like this.
Yeah. You could present it like
Like-
that.
yeah, like
Yeah. He's zooming in. We're gonna.
The other way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And here's a word from our
Okay.
sponsors.
Exactly. So now just like pull them out until you get to a shiny one.
Can I wear your gold chain, like just
Yeah.
to see how it feels? Yeah, there we go. Until I get a shiny one. Oh, dude, I gotta invest in this. Look at this, the weight. Oh, you didn't give me the gold one. Was this platinum?
Well, the gold one I have to.
it's your
plaque.
grandmother's.
Is that silver or is that platinum?
That's platinum.
Damn, this is platinum.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Now I see
Did
why
your did Irie make that?
Hold
I mean,
on.
she
Yeah,
sourced
Look at
it.
that. What do you think? Does it fit me?
I like it on you. Actually.
Man, dude, I want to go to church or something with this damn thing. Yeah, forgive me, Father. I'm
Okay.
blinging too good. All right, so what do I
So
gotta
you're gonna
do?
just show them to the screen and just pull them out until you feel until you find a shiny one. Yeah.
So show them to the string.
Yeah. Show them straight. Yeah. So now just keep pulling them.
Okay.
Okay.
Until I find a shiny one.
Yeah. You can start. Oh, that was fast. You already got one.
Boom.
What is that?
All right. Okay, this is a Charizard. It's like I'm joking. I don't.
Is it a Charizard?
No. Okay.
What is
It's okay. First off, I see why you like Pokemon so much now because the names are like Greek names.
Yeah, of course.
What is this name? Like seriously. Okay, Grimmsnarl.
Grimmsnarl?
Yeah.
Can you pass it over?
What's it, Rebecca? Somebody that knows how to read?
No, I just want to see it.
Shiny.
This is okay. All right, what's the next one? There should be more than one shiny.
Let's see. Oh, Jake Paul. Holy shit, dude. It's like, no, I'm joking. What if he had a Pokemon? Okay, wait. Should I do it to the
Just
camera?
go the shiny ones. Don't you see any shiny ones?
Do you? Oh, wait. Yeah, here goes a shiny one. Wait, what is considered shiny?
It'll be like a little like the card itself.
Yeah, holographic.
No.
There were no
There's no
other
shiny.
shiny ones?
No.
Just that one?
Damn, you got ripped.
Yeah, you got a really bad pack. That was probably one of the worst ones we've ever gotten.
Was it really worth all the effort of me opening that up?
Yeah, because it was kind of
I
hilarious.
thought I saw a bunch of lightning bolts.
But we are going to give you a little gift for opening
Ooh,
that,
what do I got?
which is a giant Pokemon card.
Oh, there we go.
That's for you.
What about this?
Basic energy is for Natalie.
Oh, this is from the last.
Thank you.
No, the basic energy is for Natalie.
No, I know, but she had another one before. No,
Yeah,
giving her two?
She could get two.
Damn,
'cause
Nat.
Yeah,
you're
Natalie
making
gets,
out like a bandit today.
I
Natalie
have
gets
a
all
lot
the
of
basic
basic
energy.
energy.
Exactly.
I bring a lot of basic energy to the show.
No, no, we love you. Okay,
Lightning round.
lightning
Yours
round.
too.
Okay, so first question of the lightning round.
What are we doing?
So
I don't know what I should do.
you end up in jail. You get arrested. Who's your first call?
Ooh, that's a good one. Honestly, I'm calling my brother. My brother just knows his way around the law. You know, he's been arrested a lot. He's been to jail. I gotta really I haven't really done my homework on what to do with the honey bun, so I'd have to ask him, like, get the little down rights. But he's been there. He got the rundown. Calling my brother.
How many brothers do you have? Just one?
I got one.
Older or younger? Brother?
He's older.
Nice.
Does he live in Ohio? Or is he in
Yeah, he does. He lives in Ohio.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
He's a filmmaker now too. So shout out to Lions Lure Productions. We used his props in
The fake
skit
money.
last night. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Nice.
All right. Do you have any advice to anyone who's trying to pursue a career similar to yours?
Similar to mine, I would say, yeah, you know, if you want to get on a cruise ship, so no, okay, this is how you want to make sure you don't make too much money if you want a career like mine, because it's like you need a roommate, you know, you gotta learn how to budget $900 a month to have my career. You know what I tell everybody now is just make videos on the internet, just do what you have fun with, and just do a bunch of them, you know.
What's your secret
Learn how
sauce
to-
with the video?
I just do it, having fun, really. I try to have fun. I try to do it quick and have fun so we could watch it and then be like, oh, let's change that. So I guess, like the same way you would write a script or something, it's cool to do videos the same way. Like you would write a script, you would do a rewrite, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you shoot a sketch, most of the time, you can't see the sketch for like 3 days. But I started doing this thing where I'm like, no, let's just shoot it one time to see it. And then we'll go back and shoot that 3-second shot. If you don't like it, we'll make it funnier. But let's at least know what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And I found that to be an easy way. Like, it's a way to put a better foot forward. Because then it's like you don't get stuck in the editing room like, oh, damn, I could have did this take way better. Like, if I could have watched it in real time, You
don't get like analysis paralysis. You're like, let's just do it. Make a bunch of rough drafts and just fix it. That makes sense.
Well, when you make a bunch of rough drafts and just edit at the end, though, that's when you run into. I think you can't see it. You want to see like, what am I doing? Like, none of us are like. I feel like I'm not a skilled actor at all, so I have to see myself like and then you see, oh wait, I could do more with my face when I do this. It's like comedy. You get that. It's not like stand up. Stand up, you get one chance, and then you got to make it work. But comedy, or making those skits, you get a ton of chances. Like, it's not like being a doctor. You could accidentally be like, oh, we cut off the wrong foot.
Yeah, that's never...
Retake.
Redo.
Yeah, delete that one.
Yeah, they don't like that. The attorneys love. Actually, the attorneys like that. So how about what is your kind of a dull question? What's your favorite food, and where in New York City can you get it?
My favorite food is these sandwiches, and they're deep in Long Island. It's actually this guy's house, this old guy named Sonny. I'm telling you, it's so good. I'm telling you guys sell these sandwiches. It's the only grown man I just let make me a sandwich. No gloves on,
How did you end up at Sonny's house getting a sandwich made by him?
Just hanging out with other people named Sonny.
Were you over? Were you at?
And today the coalition of Sonnies gather at Sonny's house, where he will be making sandwiches.
Generally, people named Sonny hang out with people that know where there's good sandwiches at.
Sonny Black.
These people that can make this.
Sonny White or Sonny Black?
They could have a restaurant. I'm telling you, it's a guy and his wife. They started dating when they were babies. Their family set it up for them. Like when they first moved to New York, they grew up right next door to each other. Never spoke to anybody else since they were children. They dated, got married, had kids.
Wow.
They're older, real old school. Their son does construction, remodeling stuff. So they put a little kitchen in the place so they cook for all the workers. And the food's so good. I'm like, yo, I wish I could buy this. Like, you got to go there and hang out for like 6 hours,
So who
play
brought you
bocce
there?
ball.
Was it a comedian or something? Were you
No,
doing
it's
a
just a
show
guy
at like
named
Governors or
Sonny.
something like that, and then you ended up at Sonny's house?
Well, no, I'm Italian, so we got like the bat signal. You see it? It's like the Jeep wave. You see another Italian out, you just give them some money,
Got you.
That's what Italians do. You go give a random Italian $20.
Fair. Okay. Next question. What is one hack that you know that you're willing to share with other people?
One hack that I'm willing to share with other people.
That more people should know about.
Nothing stronger than love. I mean it. Like, anything. Like, when it comes to comedy, us hanging out. Let's say you guys hate my guts, right? But I'm loving you so much, you can't sit there and hate me. No matter what it is. If you could see, man, this motherfucker really loves me. They really want to see me win and do good. They want to see me succeed. At a certain point, you're going to be like, I got to quit hating on this motherfucker. Yo, Dom, you know what? Your shit's pretty good, man. I got to tell you. You know, I want you to win too, you know. Because I always had that with the audience. I used to feel like, oh, like certain people, like I remember when I was first starting comedy, if I would have seen girls like this in the audience, like just younger white women, I would have been so intimidated. I would have been like, oh, they're going to hate my guts. They hate me. I'm going to bomb. Because remember all the stereotypes like 4 or 5 years ago, you know, about white men being the devil. You know, but no, so I would go out there and think that, and then I realized, no, every audience, it's not like that. Or like I remember I did like a men's like health place, a men's like rehab center, and I remember being like, man, all these guys are gonna hate me, thinking I'm some rich spoiled kid. These guys are all homeless, you know, a men's shelter. But I feel like people could tell if you're like genuinely got love for them, you could see it. You know, you can't fake that.
That's a good hack. Yeah.
Like it. Cool.
Do you have any advice that you would give to your younger self that would help you now if you could go back in time?
Yeah, I guess I would have just went harder at all this stuff, saved more money. Honestly, I'd probably save more money and go harder at what I want to do instead of like doing a bunch of you know, no, I'll tell you the advice I would have gave myself. The real advice, and because I'm giving myself to it now, is not to waste my time on bullshit. I've had so much shit in New York, and I know we all did. Like we all do it. Like, but there's times when I ended up like in like Albany, New York, for like something I'm supposed to have one line in a movie for 2 days, and I don't even have the line. And I'm like, what was I even doing? Wasting 2 days with that, or all that bullshit stuff. I don't, you know, I treat my time better. I value my time more now. You know.
So would you say outsource things via money to save time? Is that has that entered your sphere of operation?
No, you know, I just mean like don't do shit that's not worth my time, you know, anymore. Like I'm pretty direct with people. It's like if somebody books me on a show, I'm like, hey man, be honest with me. I know sometimes shows don't happen. What's the real track record? You know, do you think there's gonna be 4 people there? Or are we gonna have a show? You know, and people most of the time are straightforward. They'll be like, every single one gets canceled. You know, yeah. They'll be like, "I'll pick you up." Okay, there's a bus. Okay, anytime you got to download an app to get to a comedy show, it's like, bro, I'm not downloading the Peter Pan app. Like, I don't need the fucking $40.
Yeah.
Try to get you though, but there's free pizza though. I used to do these paid audience things in Connecticut for $50. I remember you would wake up at like 4 a.m, stand in line, get on a bus to Connecticut to go do like the, you know, Maury or something like that. And, you know, and it's your whole day for $1 pizza. You're there like 12 hours for $50. I did that so much. I'm like, that was such a waste. Like, why would I do that?
I've done that too, and the most annoying part is that some of them just pay in like a gift card. Like a
Oh,
money gift
yeah,
card.
yeah.
You can't even use that.
I know, yeah.
A gift card for what?
Like just money, but it's like you can't pay your rent in a prepaid like Visa.
Yeah, it's like a prepaid Visa. You got to call the number and see what's on there. Yeah, you know, those things, such a waste.
Wow.
So then what are you working on now? You know, with that in mind, with taking your time more seriously, what are you currently doing?
Right now, I want to make funny videos with my friends, build everybody up. My main goal is to put together a team of people that I'm good to work with, and we know the fastest way to put out the best product. That's what I'm doing now. And I'm trying to meet up with all my friends, people I think that are funny, and it's like, hey, let's boom, 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 boom. Let's get this done. Let's move on. Let's, you know, get another group of people, build everybody up. You know, I'm looking at it like, let's say I make like 500 videos. And let's say that's just with, you know, it sounds like a lot of videos, but let's say I do it with the same 50 people. That's 100 videos these 50 people are going to have with a big fan base. So it's like I could essentially have my own show, and it'll hopefully grow more and more and more. I'll be able to pay my friends, you know.
Cool.
And that's kind of where I want to go with it. Just keep making more little skits.
That's the chain, because I said the same thing.
Yeah, I know. It does sound a lot like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because you put the chain on.
And I could feel the weight of it. Isn't this something, this chain? You almost want to buy tighter pants with a chain like this.
That's why my pants are tight.
Yeah. You need a little something.
Yeah, something to humble you.
Something to show the nuts. No, humble everybody else.
Yeah.
You let them see what you're working with. Huh? Those nuts, and they get bigger. and they're going to get bigger as I get...
As I keep injecting stuff into my balls.
I want you to know, the older I get, the bigger my nuts are going to get, too. So think about that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Cool. All right. Anything you want to plug?
My other podcast, Dry Salami Podcast, Troublemakers Podcast, and Good Afternoons Planet Earth Podcast. And no, that's it. That's 3 of them now. Check them all out. I got those. And I also got a Chinese guy that makes suits. So hit me up for that. A little bit of side money I got. We can put it together, right?
Does he work for you?
No, he works for a guy. No, he works for that Sunny guy, actually, here. Just me a sandwich guy. But he's good. He's a nice guy. He's quick, And then maybe we could set something up with the chain guy, right?
Yeah.
We should maybe all go out and get suits and have a sandwich.
And a chain. Get chains.
We can
too.
get Rebecca to manipulate a rich man, right?
Yeah.
Lower him to a certain location.
Mhm.
We show up in the suits and gold chains, right?
And then you really live the Henry Hill life.
Then you come in there, and you probably don't even need to really live the Henry Hill life. I'm sure people give it up quick.
We could check
Give me
his
your
prostate.
shit. Yeah. You just show up with a hammer.
I have a quick question before we wrap. You're 5'5", would you let a doctor break your leg a bunch of times to keep that height versus
To keep
if
the
it's
height?
if it's like you
Wow.
or else you'll be 5'2" suddenly. Would
To
you
keep
do
the
it?
height, I would. I really would. I would break them because I like my height. I always tell myself I'm just short enough, to where it's like I just get away with it. It's like you don't want to, I'm short enough to where it's like people still want to have regular conversations with me. Any lower than this, I feel like, you can't really just have a regular conversation with.
As the same height, I think the 3 of us are the same height, so we all would probably answer the same way. That was the most relatable thing you said. Nice. Okay. Doc?
Dominic Leonelli, thank you so much for coming on board. You were super funny, super fun hang. Come back and everybody look at Dominic Leonelli's Instagram and all of his podcasts. And that's a wrap for Close the Door Behind You. Good night.